Hello, welcome to the second week. We're going to start right now to just to go over a few important sections. Uh, the main keys for the week two is proportion, geometry, and measurement. We need to, I will go over to see the shortcuts. It's like some tricks that you can use, very simple, so you don't have to work too hard in getting those problems. Um, we have an objective for this week. If you see, the idea we have is we perform operations with geometric figures, define geometric objects. We have to talk about the perimeter, the area, and the volume and the circumference. We also have measurements, so we have some problems to dealing with measurements and how to convert from one unit to a different unit. And in the end, some application involving finding the volume. Yes, that's what we have for the second week in assignment 2. As remember, this is nice. The mathematician also is an artistic in that he create from the abstract with ideas, and that's art. So how can I get ready for the second week? General tips for success on my second week, and how to use the connect math with the problems in second week, and get help as soon as you need it. Don't wait for the last minute. It's difficult. How to prepare for an assignment, and remember a good time management. It's like if you have an assignment is very difficult, so what you do, you divide. We say divide to conquest. Conquer. We by dividing we make simple. We make simple steps, and then by doing the simple step, then we accomplish the big task, which was the difficult part of the problem. So if you do 10 problems per day, in 4 days you finish the work. Most of the work is about 40 problems a week. It's like 10 problems per day. So 10 problems is easy to do 10 problems. You can do 20 problems in 1 hour. That's like an average value. You can do less, you can do more, depending of your ability to solve the problems. Or if it is difficult, then you will spend more time. This is from last week. A fraction is like comparing two numbers with a division symbol. We call a fraction. The top we call numerator and the bottom denominator. We're gonna use in the second week the idea of what I mean by proportion. Proportion is when you have two fractions that they are equal, like an equivalence. You have two equal fractions. That's what we call proportion. And it's applied a lot in many problems. We call also the proportion, we call also the rule of three. which is very famous. I don't know if you remember, but the rule of three, the idea is it will, in the problem they will give you three numbers. Usually you ending up multiplying two numbers and then divide the third number. And you finish the problem just by multiplying the two numbers and dividing by the last number. And this is coming from a proportion. In discussion, remember, first you write initial pause on Wednesday. Then the reply pause you can do later. Now, if you don't have a chance to write your initial pause on Wednesday, you still have chance at the end of the week by Sunday. You can finish the initial pause, the reply pause, plus the assignment 2. That's the day due for all those assignments, Sunday night. But this is to just easy. Don't get all the work at the end of the week. But you can finish the Wednesday. You can finish the initial pause. My expectation is I need at least a paragraph with 5 or 8 sentences in the initial pause. And the reply pause, you can do 3 sentences if you want, or just as much as you want. It can be a short paragraph. And this is the idea that I have for paragraph. As you can see, we need a topic sentence. We need at least 3 supporting sentences and the conclusion. That makes at least 5 sentences. That's the at least 5 sentences. It can be more than that, but this is the basic, simple paragraph. Now, in this picture, if you say use the tools that you have to make easy for the work you have, you can always fix any problem that you have previously, like a red, you can change it to a green. And also, yes, and also we can try every time that you will have 3 chances for every problem. But if you miss the 3 chances, you can click try another right here on the right side, and then they give you another problem for another 3 chances. So actually you have plenty of time, if you have time, to fix all the red and to have 100. That's depend of the time, because you don't want to spend so much time trying to finish an assignment. Now, solving, if you want to see a solution, but the best one I like is the show example. Show example will give you one example similar to the one you are doing. You don't change the problem that you are doing, and at the same time you can follow as a guide. However, I will show you that in my videos I go even easier than the show example, because I give you shortcuts that you don't have to work so much try to get to a final answer when you can see the shortcut, just walk through and finish finish very quick and not having the pain of working too much. In the case that you want to send me the problem that you're having a lot of hard time to that you're working and you're having is that kind of problem that you feel like I'm frustrated with this problem. So you can send me, when you click ask my instructor, they will send the problem by email then I can see the problem, and then I can make a suggestion in how to solve it. And if you want to see the lesson behind with the concept and read about and get more practice and understanding, then it's very good to click link to the textbook. That will help you with that section. So you can see the problem in the section in the electronic textbook and read the lesson behind the problems. In this week, remember 2.2, we has to work two projects. There's only two projects. So in 2.2, there's only two questions that you have to answer. The first question say, what kind of project are you planning to do in the last week? Then there's only two options. This is the first option, project one. And the second option is the artistic creation. It means you can create a video, cartoon, music, graphic design. Is or anything that you like to do as a profession. It will be welcome. You know. However, there is plus and minus. I mean, if you choose project one, project one is the easy one because you already have the templates. These are the templates. I just need to place the information in the templates and I finish my project. You know, it's but the good thing about the project one is I'm making my own business. If I plan to do my studios, for example, then I had to think about to making a budget, how to make a budget. The simple budget will be like an Excel file. There is another example for a professional budget that I give you on the in the 4.1 section. But you don't have to do the professional. We can do the simple one to finish the project. And this is what we call the split agreement for the first project. You have to separate. It's very important that the percent, when you add in the percent, had to be 100% at the end. So it doesn't matter how you cut the percent. I will give you 5% to the graphic dealer, 20% to graphic artists, 25% to the investors, and so on. And there's another section on the bottom right here where you're signing. You can just write the names over here, the same names of the investors. You just write the names on the bottom. This is just the signing part. You don't have to, like, if it is signing from the first section, then you don't have to do the other signing, cursive kind of writing. Just write the name for the signing part. Now, the second project, you can say you have more choices, but it's more difficult to do. if you add a music, you can have between 1 to 3 minutes music. You can sing a song for the mathematics, or you can explain a process in music using mathematics. The same for animation, videos, or any drawing. If you do a drawing, it's like using a scale and a measurements. So when you use the scale and the measurement, you're doing the math for the drawing. So it's understood. The cartoon, the graphic, there are I show like a two software for cartoon. If you want to use the cartoon, is sometimes you can use those software to make the cartoons very nice and color and fun. You can use those resources. So I put more resources in the 2.2 in the is on the announcement. I put more resources for the project. It's on and choose your project for week 4. That's the title. In the announcement, you can find these ideas. All right. The next one I want to go over is about the assignment 2. So we don't have any confused, because some people see some problems that may be confusing in the way they are presenting. So I want to go over and show you some of those problems. Let me. Yeah, problem number 1. They ask for the ratio. So what it's very simple. Ratio is like a fraction. So what I need to do is just place the numbers as with a fraction. So I click fraction, put 6, and then 57 at the bottom. That's it. That's all we need. This is a ratio. Number 2, same idea. We have from 1996 to 2004, but in this case, they want in simplest form, so we have to simplify. That's all. Yeah, notice 1996 we have 400,000. In 2004 we have 22 millions. 22 millions. We got 6 zeros, and so we go from 1996, which is 4 on top, and we have 5 zeros. The 5 zeros will cancel with the 5 zeros on the bottom. You see, so I know how to write it. So it's like a writing 4 divided by 220, because I eliminate 5 zeros from the top and from the bottom. So it looks like, and the first number I place is the first number that is coming is on top, and the last number is on the bottom. So 1996, I have 400,000, and then 2004, I have 22 millions. So I put 22 millions in the bottom, 400,000 on top. Then I simplify by cancel 5 zeros. You know, I eliminate 5 zeros right away from the beginning. And then to simplify for more, I need to divide by 2. So if I divide by 2, that's going to be 2. This is going to be 110 if I divide by 2. Now divide by 2 again. This will be 1. And this will be, we have 110. 110 divided by 2 to make sure we have 55. So here we have 55 at the bottom. 55. Now, number 3, let's say in lowest terms also, I had to place 33 on top and 55 on the bottom. But notice that these numbers are divisible by 11 because they are repeating numbers. So any repeating numbers is divisible by 11. So if I divide it by 11, 33 divided by 11, you can check. 33 divided by 11 is 3. Now 55 divided by 11 is 5. So the number I have is just 3 and 5. And 3 pages, remember, and at the bottom I have seconds. So we just place the first number on top and the last number on the bottom, and we simplify. Now, this is same idea. That you have to be more careful. They say 109, which is dollar, per week, which means every week you have 109. So I had to write 109, which is dollars, and 1, which is week, per week. That's mean per week. That's the only trick here. The 1 means per week, so that it's like 1 week. Now the second one is similar, $327, and now I have 3 weeks. In 3 weeks, I just follow the first number, putting on the first on top, and the second number putting on the second fraction. The first coming on top, the second coming on the bottom. You see 109 per week. So 109 is on top, per week is on the bottom, which is 1 week. So when you say per week, it's just 1 week. Number 5, this case, when you have proportion like that, you have 3 numbers, all right? So remember, whenever you have 3 numbers, you multiply the numbers across, like diagonal, and the last number you divide. So this is the rule of 3. So I have to multiply across, like cross multiply, by 4 times 8.5. It doesn't matter. You can start with 8.5 times 4. It's just multiplication across, like cross multiply. That give you 34, and then you divide it by the last number, 3.4, and you finish. You see, that's the shortcut. You finish with 10. So remember, 3 numbers, you multiply 2 like cross multiplying, and the last you divide. That's a shortcut. And if you see the show example, they give you more steps, but you don't have to suffer yourself trying to get to the bottom. That's too much. That's too much work. Number 6, same idea, right? This is just like, I will show you the proportion, so you will see. I have 31 over 18 equal 21 over x. This is the way you writing the proportion based on in the problem. That's why we call proportional reasoning. But the idea is the rule of 3. So what I do in the rule of 3, I multiply, cross multiply, right? I can see from here, from the problem. I don't need even to go to this step. I just showing you this step. I mean, where this come from? I show you this step, but you don't have to. You can see the numbers. They give you 3 numbers. So this means that I have to multiply 2 numbers, and the last numbers I divide. So that's what I'm doing. And you pick the numbers which have, you have to pick the number from the shadow and the number from the high of the 3. You cannot pick the 2 numbers with the same type of, like the high of the 3 with the high of the 3. It doesn't work that way. You have to pick 2 different units. It can be the shadow with the 3. Like this one, 18 is the high of the shadow, but 21 is the high of the 3. So it's different. So I have to multiply across. So I say 18 times 21, and then divided by the last number, which is 31. I give you 12. And they say around to 3 decimal places. I have so many decimal places, so I have to pick 3. So 1, 9, and the next one, 3. But notice that the follow is 5. So remember, always use this as a rule. If the next one is 5 or more, then you increase 1 unit. Instead of writing 3, then you're writing 4. That's the rule. So I have to write 194. Not 3, just 4, because the next one is what it was 5. And check. Remember, if they ask you for 3 decimal places, then you have to place 3 decimal places. The problem is the answer is right even if you write 2, 1, or more decimals. But the program will say it's wrong. And sometimes you say, what happened? And just the idea is just to follow the instruction that is in the problem. They want only with 3 decimal places. Now, this is just thinking about how big is the computer mouse. It's about like 4 inches. It cannot be more than 4 inches. So it's about like 4 inches. This is just a guess. You don't have to worry about. So there's no work to do. It's just guess. Probably B. If it's not B, then you can change. But most of the time, you get it right the first time. Here, remember, we had the symbols here means the first symbol with the 5 and the 1. Those are feet. The symbol for feet. The second symbol, like quotation, like double quotation, on the 7 on the 8, that means inches. So what we have to remember is the equivalence between inches and the feet, the equivalence between the two. And remember, in 1 feet, you have 12 inches. That's equivalent. So you have to keep this in mind, because like if I have 8 plus 7, that's 15. What do I mean by that? If you have 15, 7 plus 8 is already 15. And we know that 1 foot is about 12 inches. 1 foot is about 12 inches, right? So if we subtract this number, we got 3, right? So it means I have 5 plus 1 is 6. But then I have 1 from the 7 and 8 because I have 12 already in the 15. The 15 is 12 plus 3, which is 1 feet. I have 1 feet plus 3 inches. That's what I got on the 7 plus 8. So it means how many feet I have? I have 6 feet. So I have 6 feet because 5 plus 1 is 6 plus 1 from the sum from 7 plus 8. So that would be 7. Instead of writing 6, now you have 7. And how many inches? I only have 3 inches left. And that's all you have to do. It is a little tricky, but if you see the relationship between the inches and feet, then the addition will be easy. It's just adding the inches separately and then adding the feet separately, and then see if you have more inches than 12, then you have to add 1 inch, 1 feet to the feet. With practice, let's do another one so you can see better. Let me see. Let's try another one. Right here I have 5 and 6. And that means I have 11. So that's less than 1 feet. So it means I have 11. So I just put 11. And then 6 plus 5 is 11. So I put 11. There's nothing to worry because only when you have more than 12, then you have to borrow 1 to the other side and you increase by 1. That's all you have to do if it is more than 12. And then the leftover you write as a number on the right square, in the right square area. But this one is more is even simple because we're just adding the numbers separately. 6 plus 5, 11, and then 5 plus 6 is 11. Number 9, we need pounds to ounces, right? How do we change from one unit to the next? Very simple. All the conversion factors, you only have 2 choices. You either multiply by the number, which is the equivalence, or divide by the number. You already know that 1 pound is 16 ounces already. So it's very common that, I'm sorry. Let me show you with the pen. 1 pound is about 16 ounces. So we know it's 16. So what I do with the 16, that I had to multiply to A or that I had to divide with the A. You know, you have two choices. So I guess, yeah, somebody said that we had to multiply by 16. Yes, it's correct. Let me. So we multiply 8 times 16, 128. 128. The how did I decide if I had to multiply or divide? It's very simple. If you go from the lowest unit to the big unit, you divide. But if you go from the big unit to the small unit, you multiply. That's the way you're deciding if you have to multiply or divide. I mean, if you're not so sure, but remember, you can apply the dimension analysis, which is putting the another way is you start with 8 pounds, then notice that you have to multiply with the equivalence, but you want the pounds on the bottom because you want to cancel the pounds because you want ounces. You want ounces. So in order to cancel the pounds, I put the fraction, which is 16 ounces, 1 pound, like that, because that allowed me to cancel the pounds and leaving only the ounces. There's another way to do it, but you know, it's up to you which way is easy for you. Number 10. Yeah, this is similar, the same idea. The What you have to remember is 1 ton is 2,000 pounds. So the question is, did I have to multiply or did I have to divide by 2,000? So you can see I'm going from the small to the big. So if you're going from the small to the big, you divide. So very simple. So I dividing 3,100 divided by 2,000. And I finish. So I have 155 ton. 1.55 ton. You see, it's very straightforward. You don't have to work too much on that. And here it's just having a good eyes. Like they give you, you have to see the length. How much is the length and how much is the width? I can see the width is about 1 centimeter. The length is about, it looks like 2.5. 1, 4, yeah. So I will say the length is about 2.5, check. And the width is about 1, check. So the perimeter, when we talk about the perimeter, remember, we add the fence, we add the around. So actually I have 2.5 twice, and I have 1 twice. So 2.5 plus 2.5 is 5, plus 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So the perimeter is 7. Check. And when we're talking about the area, we multiply the numbers. We have to multiply the numbers. So multiply 2.5 times 1 is just 2.5. Multiplying the numbers, if you're looking for the area, you always multiply the numbers. So number 12, same idea as the proportion, right? So if you have the proportion, remember, we say that if you have 3 numbers, you multiply 2, like cross multiplying, and then divide by the last number. Here we have 3 numbers, but the last number is just 1. So makes the problem easier because now we only have to multiply the numbers. That's a shortcut, very simple. Just multiply the numbers. 0.04 times 80, 3.2. So I need 3.2 milligrams of painkiller for a 80 kilogram person. And that's it. You see, very, very simple. It's like a shortcut. What I need, multiply the numbers. That's it. Same idea. Uh, we have to know how much is 1 feet. Into if you don't know the measurement, we can check with show an example, right? You don't have to read the whole problem. What we need just a number. I need a number. So the number is 0.305. 0.305. So the question is, do I need to multiply or do I need to divide by that number? Well, I'm going from feet to meters. So it means that I need to multiply because I'm going from the big to the small. So here I say 6 times 0.305. I guess what that was the number. 1.83 meters. Oops, I got a problem. Let me see. Let's fix it. Let's check the number. Yeah, it was. Oh yeah, 0.305. 1 feet is that much. Okay. Yeah, so we had to multiply, but I don't know what happened. Let me try again. Yeah, 6 times 0.305. Yeah, it's the same. What I forgot, yeah, I forgot something. To run the answer to one decimal place. That's all I forgot. See, sometimes one decimal place, so I eliminate the 3. They asked me one decimal place, but you count the one decimal place after the point. So 1 is only 0.8. That's it. I cannot add the 3. That was the problem. That's why I get a red line. They asked me to round the answer to one decimal place and change it to a green. You see, you always get back something that was not right. It's a little mistake, even though we have the right answer. But the way I was placing with I was placing with 2 decimal places, no one. Now, number 14, the same idea. I check the number. Wow, that's 0.914. 0.914, all right? So we're going from meter to yards. And we're saying that we're going from the small. Yeah, notice that we're going from the small to the big unit, from meters to yards. So yard is bigger than meters. A little more, but it's bigger than. So if you're going from the small to the big, we divide, right? So that's simple. What I need to do is just divide. So I take the number 0.5, divide. Just remember, we have 0.914. I guess that was the number. Let me see. Now we have 0.547. They only want one decimal place, so it will be 0.5. 0.5. It's run off because the next number is 4. So after the 5, after the 0.5, the next number is 4. So I don't have to do anything. Just write this number as 0.5. This is the same idea. However, in this case, I had to do twice because the metric tons, if we check over here in the show example, is a little more than It's a little more than the tons. You see, it's 1.2 metric tons. Metric tons. So it's way more than. So 1 metric ton is 1,000 kilograms. That's all I have to remember. And then the next that I have to remember is that 0.45 kilograms is about 1 pound. So first, I have 1.3. So remember, I had to multiply because I'm going from the big to the small. So remember, if I'm going from the big to the small, I multiply. And how much is 1 metric ton? Is 1,000 kilograms. So I multiply by 1,000, right? So I say 1.3 times 1,000. That gives me 1,300 kilograms. Now, I'm going from kilograms to pounds. I'm going from kilograms to pounds. Now, kilograms is small compared to grams. To pounds, sorry. Compared to pounds, the kilograms is small compared to pounds. So what I need to divide. You see the small to big, I divide. So I divide by, we say 0.45. And we finish. That's all we need. They say round to the nearest pound. So the nearest pound will be 2,889. 2,889. Yeah. They don't want decimal. They just round to the nearest pound. They don't want decimal. So you have to round to the nearest pound. Since after the point, the next one is more than 5. That's why you have to round to the next digit, which is 9. So you say 2,889. We check. We go 16. And I going from A. This is the symbol for those is reading the measure of, that's the parenthesis, angle from A, center and O, and finish and D, right? The angle from A to D. So if I go from A to D, that's 90 degrees. If you see, that's 90 degrees. Be careful when you put the 90 degrees, you have to click the degree symbol right here in the windows. That windows, it help you with some symbols. So you write the, otherwise if you don't click the degree symbol, it will mark error. So 90 degrees. And then you say check. 17, complement is what I need to complete the 90. So what I need to complete 90 from 89? Just one, right? 89 plus 1 is 90. So that's a complement. Oops. What happened now? Oh, I forget. I forget something. I forget to write degrees. You see, degrees. So now supplement is kind of similar. It's what I need to complete 180. That's why I call supplement. So I have 162.4. So the way I found is by subtract 180 minus 162.4, 17.6. 17.6 degrees. Yeah. Let me check. It said supplement means 180. You complete to 180. Complement means you complete to 90s. When you add two angles that you add, it's give you 90. We call they are the complements. In this case, it's supplements. This is remind about a theorem that say the sum of all interior angles of any triangle is equal to 180. So I have 101 already. From 40 plus 61, I have 101. If I add 40 plus 61, I have 101. What I need to 180? Well, if I add 79, then I have 180. So it means B, the measure for angle B is 79 degrees. Number 20, number 20, yeah, notice that B is just what I need to get 180 from 102 because it's a straight angle. It's like a semicircle. If you go from 102 to B, you complete the semicircle, half of the circle, so it means it's 180. They call adjacent angles. When you add, the adjacent is equal to 180. So here, well, yeah, 180 minus 102 will give you B, 78. So we know that B is 78. Now, let me see if this trick works over here. I believe if I subtract 102 minus 49, I will have A. Let's check it out. Oh, let me see. Yeah. 102 minus 49, 53. Let's see if it works. This is a guess. 53. It's like a shortcut. Check. Oops, doesn't work. What about 78? No. Yeah. That's strange. Well, A is... Now, let's look for A. Doesn't work anyway. We have 78 as B. So 78 plus 49 give you 127. So how much I need to get 180? So if I subtract 180, I will have 53. So, oh yeah, so it works, actually works, yeah. I forget the degrees factor here. So the shortcut is just subtract the two numbers. That's the shortcut for this problem. You don't have to work too much. See? Oh, wait. That was A, B, oh, degrees. Start forgetting the degrees factor. Yeah. So remember, the shortcut is subtract the two numbers to find the missing coordinate. That's the shortcut. Yeah. 21. Pythagorean theorem. I just gonna give you the how you do the Pythagorean theorem. So you do the calculation. Remember, if you're looking for the size, it's a minus. If you're looking for the big side, which is the hypotenuse, then you have to add the two sizes. So here we're looking for one of the sides. So you have to say the square root 5 squared minus 3 squared. See, 5 squared minus 3 squared. Now I'm going to show you how to do that in the calculator. You say 5, right? And click x squared. You see, it's all the way to the left. You click x squared to the second power. You click, it's like multiplying twice. Then minus, okay, minus. Then you say 3. Let me see. 3 and then a square equal 16. And then the square root is over here on the bottom of the x squared. You click x, that's a square root. You click and you have 4. That's the way you do in the calculator. Very easy. Let's practice and check. So the next one is also the same idea. So you say the square root of 24 squared plus 7 squared. And then it's just the square root of 24 squared plus 7 squared. And that's the answer for that problem. Similar as 21, except that in this case you add, you don't subtract. 23. Remember, for 23, what you need is there's only 3 answers correct for the least. So the rest is not correct. It's false. So you have to pick the 3 letters that will say that is true statement for the picture that you have, the geometric object. Now, let's say you're not so sure. So when you click the show example, all right, it will give you the keys to solve this problem. So you don't have to worry too much about every concept is here. If you're reading, then you will know what is the correct answer for that. Let me show you. Is this a rectangle? No. Trapezoid. No, it looks like a trapezoid, but it is not. Quadrilateral, yes, it is a quadrilateral. A rhombus, no. Triangle, no. A square, no. Parallelogram, yes, it's a parallelogram. We got opposite sides parallel. That's what I mean by parallelogram. It's a polygon, yes. All the sizes are close. It's a polygon and they are straight sizes. And 24 is similar, same idea. 25, and 25 is just the perimeter, right? So we add the like 3.2 plus 5.1 plus 3.4 plus 6.7 equal 18.4. 18.4. And check. 26. And 26, you have to be careful. There is a mixed number. Remember, a mixed number means 3 plus 2/3. That's what I mean. And then you have to find the area. So remember, when you find the area, you multiply the numbers. However, you have to be very careful because you cannot multiply by a mixed number. So in this case, what I do, okay, very simple. I don't like fractions, so I'm going to change it to percent. I mean to decimal in this case. So I start with 2 divided by 3 to change it to a decimal. That's the decimal. I add the 3 because 3 is adding to 2/3. And then I multiply because I got the number in decimal form. So I have to multiply with 9 to get the area. And the area is 33. 33. And that's it. That's all you have to do. 27, the length of the diameter, the length of the diameter is twice the radius. You just multiply by 2. 2 times 2 is 4. That's it. 28. Same idea, all right? Circumference is 2 pi r. So what I need to do, just multiply the numbers. A, they give me two numbers. I multiply the numbers. A times 3.14. You see, very simple. 25.12. Run your answer to two decimal places. I have two decimal places, so I don't have to worry about that. Check answer. See, very simple. 29. This is a little more tricky, but if you remember, the area of the rectangle is very simple. It's just 32 times 24. That's the area of the rectangle. But we have to calculate first the area of the circle. The area of the circle is pi r squared. So remember, is the area of the circle is pi r squared. But we have the value for pi, which is 3.14. And we have r, which is 20. And this has to be a square. Now we subtract 24 times 32. So that's the plan, right? So we can do all this in the calculator. You don't have to worry about it. So let's use the calculator. 20 squared. So I square, that's a square. Multiply by 3.14. Multiply by 3.14. Minus, open parenthesis, sometime maybe or maybe not, but just in case, I have to multiply 24 times 32. Give me that much. Close parenthesis equal. So minus. All right. So I have 280. Let me see if it works with the 280. 280. And that's have to be a square. Centimeter square. Oh no, I got a mistake actually with the 280. Let's check again. I will try again. I got 20. square, and then multiply by 3.14. Okay. Now minus, open parenthesis, 24 times 32, close parenthesis. Okay, I got 480, 488. Let's see now if it works. Yeah. So what I did is just find the area of the circle first, and then subtract the area of the rectangle. That's all I have to do for it. You can use the calculator for this calculation. And number 30, we have to calculate the value. Remember, the value is just the base time the time the height, but the area of the base time the height is the value. Then divided by 3. That's all we have to do in this case. Let's calculate that with the calculator. So the area of the base will be 5 squared, that's 25, times 3.14. That give you 78.5 times 9. Now divided by 3. So the value will be 235.5. And it's going to be cubic because we're talking about the value. See? Yes, it's correct. Now, let me show you show example. Just to see what we did is just follow the formula, right? It's just, you see, 1 over 3. So what we did is 3 is pi, 3.14, multiplied by r squared, which was like 2. R squared would be 4, then multiplied by 3.14, multiplied by the height, which is 6, and then divided by 3. You can follow the formula from the calculator. It's easy that way. You don't have to go over this. You see, too much steps over here. Sounds like a long process. 31st. Yeah, this is tricky, but let me give you a shortcut. First, subtract 26 minus 3. Subtract the radius from this little segment. So I take my calculator. So I say 26 minus 3 is 23. A square that, cubic that actually. Make the cubic right here. X to the cube is x to the third power. And then divide that by 3. Divide that by 3. And then multiply by 6.28. And you finish. Yeah, that's it. You see, that's like a shortcut. And you can apply to any problem like the same type. So you have 2, 5, 4, 6, 9 to this whole number. So I need to put 70 because I add 1 digit. I have to be cubic and then check. You see? Very simple to do. The other ones are very simple. 32 is just, you can see within the rectangular backyard. So this is not the perimeter, this is the area. If you want to know how much, yeah. So we know we're talking about the area. Just to decide which one is the perimeter or the area. And then perimeter, you add the top 90 plus 90, 180, 180 plus 180, 360. Very simple. We're talking about feet. That's the perimeter. And 34, if I have 16, that means I multiply 2 times A is 16, so I have to multiply the same 2 with the tab. That gives me 10. That's why we call equivalent fractions. The same number. Yeah, if you multiply 2 from the bottom, then you have to multiply 2 from the top. 2 times A is 16, and 2 times 5 is 10. See, just find that way. Just very simple. If you change the 2 to an equivalence, like 16 over A, you remember 16 over A is 2. So if I have like a 16 over A, then I just have to add 16 plus 9. And now 16 plus 9 is 25 over A. That's all you have to do. You see, you can do like a mental math. It looks like a mental math. This now, which fraction is close to 5 6? It looks like a 7 8. Let me see. The 5 and 6 is close. The 7 and 8 is close. 3 4 is like 0.75. And 1 over 4 is like a quarter. Now, you can check by dividing the numbers. You see 5 divided by 6, you got 0.83. So you know it's a little more than 0.75. So it looks like a 7 8. In 37, 4 plus A plus 4 is 12. 1 7. Now, when you write 1 7 plus 1 half, it's very simple. You can do like a butterfly tactics, so cross multiplying tactics. 7 times 2 is 14. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 7 plus times 1 is 7. So I have 9 over 14. And I finished already, right? So I had to place over here. So I write 12 and then the fraction 9 over 14. And check. Now we finish the problem, right? Well, thank you for remain up to this point, and thank you for coming. I will try to save the video, see if I can put this video so for the rest of the people will be able to watch, and it will be a help. It will be good to see the problems also. Thank you for coming, and see you next time.